Hey everyone, and welcome to the Going Alcohol Free podcast. This is episode 2, and we are also on day 2 of dry January. So, before we get started, a couple of housekeeping things to make things better for you all. Number 1, I want you all to remember that this podcast is on your favorite podcast player, such as Spotify or Apple Podcast, and it is also on YouTube and on X. So my YouTube channel and X as Lise Lively. So you can find me over there if you want to watch the podcast. And if you want to listen to it, make sure that you catch it on your favorite podcast player. So that was number 1. Number 2, every day that I'm giving you an episode every single day to help you stay dry for the month of January. And we started yesterday. But really yesterday what I did with episode 1 was help you build a foundation that will help you succeed for your dry January. So help you stay dry, help you stay alcohol free for the month of January. And so if you haven't watched that or listened to that episode, please go do so now. Please go do so now because you're going to understand some ground rules that I laid. There are 3 of them that will help you with this dry January. Okay, so please go do that if you haven't already. Every single episode is kind of going to build on the previous day. So it's important that we build a very strong foundation first. So I wanted to just bring that to your attention to go back and watch or listen to episode 1 if you haven't yet already. Today, we're going to talk about want versus decide and daily check-in. So those 2 things I want to bring to your attention to, again, we're filling a toolbox, a mindfulness toolbox to help us with our emotions and to help us succeed with this challenge. All right, so let's start with want versus decide. Now, I want to give you an example here, but I don't want to use a drinking example. I want to use a weight loss example. And hear me out. The reason why I want to use a weight loss example is because I think we can all relate to having wanted to lose weight at some point in our life, whereas maybe we haven't wanted to stop drinking yet. So it'll make more sense if I use this weight loss example. So think about a time where either you or someone you knew wanted to lose weight and they decided that, okay, I want to lose weight. And then they went to the gym a couple of times and then they said, this weight loss thing is not working for me. I need to figure something else out. But they still want to lose weight. And so when that going to the gym wasn't working out for them, they said, you know what, I'm going to try this keto thing. And so they tried this keto thing for a week or so and didn't see much results from that. And then they tried something else. I'm trying to think of something off the top of my head. Maybe they tried Weight Watchers or Noom or something like that. And they gave that a go. They still want to lose weight. They want to lose weight. But in this example, there's a difference between wanting and deciding. Wanting and deciding. So somebody who wants is just thinking about it. And they'll half-heartedly try something, like in the example that I just gave. But deciding on something is something that's different. We're going to decide and stick with it. So in this weight loss example that I'm sharing, it would look something like this. So in the previous example, it was wanting and trying. But when you decide to do something, you're going to stick with it for a while. You're going to stick with it for a while, even if there's no success in the beginning. Because remember, part of the rules, go back and watch episode 1, are rule number 2 was progress over perfection. And we're going to stick with this. So many of us want to feel happier and healthier. And that's one of the reasons why we are stopping alcohol or taking a break from alcohol for 30 days. But what I want you all to do is to decide that you want to be happier and healthier. And that is why you're taking a break. We are deciding for our life that that is what we want. Therefore, our decision is to be alcohol free for the month of January. Okay, so want versus decide. Yeah, we all want to be happy and healthy, but we are deciding that we're going to be happy and healthy. And the way that we're going to do it is by being alcohol free for 30 days, because we want to see what is possible for our life at the end of this 30 days. We're going to see what's possible for us at the end of this 30 days. Let me tell you about some benefits that you can expect by the end of the 30 days. And these are in no particular order, just as I'm thinking them. You're going to be sleeping better. You're going to have more energy. Your skin is going to be glowing. Those little fine wrinkles that you have, they're going to disappear because your skin is going to be more hydrated. Alcohol dries us out. It dehydrates us. So you're going to see an improvement in your skin, definitely. Maybe even in your hair. If you stay alcohol free longer than 30 days, you're definitely going to see improvements in your hair. You will also have less stress, less anxiety. Your food choices will probably also be better, because you know how sometimes when you're drinking and then you just really want a cheeseburger or something, fast food or DoorDash or something. Well, those decisions are going to be better. So you're going to be eating better. You're also going to feel happier and also feel healthier. Your heart and your liver are going to thank you for this as well. And these are just some of the benefits that I can think of at the top of my head. Here's another one. I bet that your productivity also increases. So I bet your productivity also increases, and you might even see some improvement in your relationships as well. So again, these are just some of the things I can think of off the top of my head that I wanted to share, that by the end of this 30 days, you are going to experience most of those things. And I want you to feel right now how that is going to feel when you wake up on February 1st and we look back on that. We look back and see how far you've come and how amazing you feel. It's pretty spectacular feeling. So let the benefits fuel you as well as your deep why. And if you're wondering what your deep why is, make sure you listen to or watch episode 1, because it's part of the foundation, the ground rules. All right. The next thing that I want to talk to you about is your daily check-in. Your daily check-in. I want you to grab a sheet of paper or use a notes app in your phone. And every day, there are 2 questions that we're going to ask ourselves. It's very simple. This is only going to take you about 10 seconds, except for when you first set it up in your notes or on a sheet of paper. The first thing that I want you to do, well, let me back up. Let me tell you why I want you to do this. Because at the end of 30 days, I want us to have a record of how far we've come. Because it's going to be hard for us to look back on day 1 or day 2 and remember what we were thinking and feeling on day 2, day 3, day 4. And so you're going to be really thankful. Your future your 30-day future self is really going to be thankful that you did this daily check-in. So I highly recommend that you open up your notes app or that you get a sheet of paper and do this every day. I'll remind you every day as well. So don't worry, because I'm going to be here every day for the next 30 days with an episode for you, because I want you to succeed. That is my goal for you. I want you to succeed in this dry January. And remember, progress over perfection. Okay. So if you do drink during this, the challenge is not over for you. We just pick up our big girl pants and we move on to day 2, or big boy pants. Okay. And we go to day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6. Okay. We just keep moving forward. Progress over perfection. So the daily check-in, 2 questions that you're going to ask yourself. When you wake up, first thing in the morning, how do you feel on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 is, I feel amazing. 1 is, I feel like crap. Okay. So that's the scale, 1 through 10. So today you're going to start right now, January 2nd, put the date 1-2. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel? If you want to, you can even drop it in the comments on if you're watching this video. But I want you to do this. Keep a record, because we're going to go back and I'm going to on day 30, I'm going to have you go back and we're going to look at this and we're going to see how far you've come. Okay. So on a scale of 1 to 10, you're going to do that right now. Then the second question is, you're going to ask yourself, did I stay dry yesterday? Did I stay dry yesterday? So did you have a dry day? In other words, did you go alcohol free yesterday? And you want more yeses than nos at the end of the month. Preferably, we want all yeses, but we're striving for progress over perfection. So if we do drink, I'm going to give you some tips on getting back on track here in a few days. So those are the 2 questions that you're going to ask every single day. Every single day during this challenge, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do I feel? 10 is amazing, 1 is not so much. And the question number 2 is, did I stay dry yesterday? Did I stay dry yesterday? You want more yeses than no. So I want you to make sure that you frame it as did I stay dry yesterday? Because we want more yeses than nos. So make sure that you frame your question that way. I want you all to see yeses, because subconsciously, it's a positive thing, right? When we think yes, it's positive. When we think no, we think subconsciously, we think negative. So that's why I want you all to frame it that way. Make sure that you do that. Okay. All right. So those are the 2 things that I wanted to bring to your attention to help you succeed again. So day 1, day 2, we're setting the foundations for this challenge. Remember, want versus decide. Okay. You want something, but are you going to decide to have it? Deciding, right? We are deciding that we want to feel happier. We want to feel happier. And we're making a decision. We're making a decision every single day. We're setting our intention every single day. Again, this goes back to episode 1. Catch that if you haven't already on intentions, setting our daily intention. Now, here's what's coming up in some future episodes. I want to make sure that you all have the tools that you need for dealing with triggers, dealing with cravings, dealing with your emotions, and if you have been using alcohol as a coping mechanism, which I definitely used alcohol for a coping mechanism. That was how I dealt with my stress, how I dealt with my life, my relationships. I always defaulted to alcohol. And so I'm going to be giving you all some tools to help you if that is you. And these are just a few of the things we're going to be going over. I'm also going to be answering some of your questions, or I'm going to be answering all of your questions. So if you have questions, pop them on my social media or send me an email at lise@liselively.com. I'm going to be answering your questions because I know that you all have some questions. I know that they might pop up and I'm going to answer them for you. And Stay tuned because I will probably offer up a free Zoom or live stream to maybe even answer your questions live. So stay tuned for that. And I'm just so thankful that you're here. I know you can do this. You are deciding that you want this for your life. You are deciding that you want this for this next month. And then you can make an assessment after, after January, if you want to continue on drinking or maybe cutting back or whatever it is. We'll get there. We'll get there. Right now, we're just doing, one day, one episode per day. And I'm arming you with tools and tools for your toolbox and ways to think about alcohol and also some motivation. Okay. So I'm really proud of you and thank you for being here. And I will see you all tomorrow. All right. Bye for now.